Morning to you, Peter. Thank you very much for that. Of course, we're joined now in studio by the President of Netball South Africa, Ms. Mthethwa. Thank you very much for speaking to us. We were watching the Netball Premier League. The final went into 2 extra times. It can't make for a more exciting end to a tournament like that.
Yeah, no, thank you for inviting me this morning. I'm still trying to wake up from, the exciting netball that happened yesterday. But yeah, I think our sponsors mostly are very pleased with what they saw. Remember that SAB was coming on board for the first time sponsoring women's sports, and I can tell you that they're just wowed by the whole thing.
The whole of South Africa was quite taken aback to see netball being put on a podium like this and to see the first ever Netball Premier League.
Yeah, netball is very big in South Africa. Well, obviously also big in Africa as a whole. But I think getting this opportunity as women, it means a lot to us. You know, we did say that we just need to have that opportunity where we can showcase what netball is all about. And it's a platform where for the past 5 weeks, we've been having women from all walks of life, coming together in Pretoria and enjoying the sport and also networking, because we did say we would like to learn from other women. There are women who are very successful out there in business, and socially. There are so many things that I think this platform is going to provide for us.
Mimi, as you were speaking, there are about 29,000 schools that are playing netball around the country, which is a fantastic number. But how do you move from playing netball at school to playing it on a professional level?
Sports and Recreation and SASCOC are emphasizing the fact that all schools must go back to playing sport, all different sports. Yes. So netball is one of those sport codes that are played in each and every school. And we are working very closely with the National Federation that runs netball in schools. So what we would like to see is we would like to respect the fact that a child gets exposed to netball probably for the first time when she enters school. And we need to strengthen those working relationships. So it's our responsibility as the National Federation to see to it that there are coaches that are trained in schools, technical officials, and also to just make sure that a child playing netball can see netball as a future career. So one of the reasons why the Premier League was even started was we would like to see it turning into a professional league in 3 or 5 years to come.
You're talking about the professionalism of the sport. When you launched the Brutal Fruit Netball Cup, I asked the minister, will women start getting paid for playing sport? I mean, it's all well and good that they enjoy the sport, they play it on the weekends, but how do you make a career out of it when you've got to still go and play, go to work to earn money in the week?
Look, we are using this Premier League as the launch pad for our professional league. It's not going to happen overnight, but I think for the first five weeks, we've seen that we are able to bring such tournaments to the public and make the public enjoy it. But most of all, to make sure that our strategic objectives are met. That would be making sure that a girl child also looks at playing a team sport and making a career out of it. So I think the minister has played a very crucial role in making the public aware of how big netball is and making sure that even a girl child who is out there in rural areas has got some, just a little bit of hope to say, I can choose to become a player and play netball and one day earn a living out of it. Like I say, it's not going to happen overnight. Yes. We are working very hard to make it a reality, and we're looking at really probably 5 years where we could say finally netball is professional.
We've just seen the minister call the Brutal Fruit Netball Cup, and as well as the netball players, all they're a bunch of winners, and that's exactly what they are. Obviously, next is the big one is the Commonwealth Games that will be played at the end of July into August. What is the SPAR Proteas doing to get ready for this big tournament?
I think the next tournament that we're going to be involved in is the 3 test series between South Africa and Scotland. We're waiting for Scotland to arrive end of this weekend, and in the weekend of the 19th, 20th, 21st, we will have the 3 test series in Cape Town, Velodrome in the city of Cape Town. So for us, that's a step towards making sure that our team is ready for Commonwealth Games. And there are 3 new players that we've just included in the top 12 team that was announced for Scotland test series yesterday. And we just want to see how they are going to cope with playing against Scotland. But we submitted a list of names to SASCOC where we are going to choose the final team from for the Commonwealth Games. So I think after Scotland, we'll be in a position to really say how our team looks like.
We're number 6 in the world, obviously number 1 in Africa, which is an amazing feat on its own. But we just need to get up one more level, and we'd probably do that if we beat Scotland.
Yeah, we're hopeful that we are going to, by the end of July, we might be even number 5, because what is standing between us and the 5th position is just getting more games played, and we don't see any reason why we shouldn't win against Scotland. So I'm hopeful that come 1st of July, we will be in the top 5.
How difficult is that then to actually get adequate and overseas opponents to come to South Africa and play the game?
It's quite difficult because, you know, we share costs. When teams come to South Africa and when we also go overseas, there are costs that we share. Like they have to pay for their own, travel and travel costs, but we have to look at accommodating them and providing them with transport inland when they are here for the competition. So for countries like, for a long time, we've been looking forward to playing against countries like Jamaica. But, you know, it's very difficult for them to come. Countries like Fiji, those are countries that are strong, and we would really like to just play them, you know, regularly, although Fiji is ranked lower than us. But a country like Jamaica, you remember that we played them and we won one test against them. So to us, it says we are on the right track with training of players and making sure that they can cope at that highest level. So it's quite difficult. If it were, you know, up to us, we would make sure that we get as many top countries as possible to come and play in South Africa. It also elevates the standard of netball because, you know, when you come to a tournament like the one that we've just completed yesterday, it changes your perception. When you play locally, you don't have, you know, a clue of what it is to actually play up there. So getting top countries coming into the country does good for us. Remember last year England came and everybody had, you know, such a change of perception as to netball is really a competitive sport. And, you know, girls really get an opportunity to showcase their skills and expertise. It's quite you know, it needs you to be very tactical when you play netball. Yeah.
Maybe just lastly, what is your vision for netball in South Africa?
I think we are on the right track with our vision. And I think for that I need to thank the committee that I work with. You know, we sit and we think about how we could take this sport forward. And one of the things that we've always wanted to do is to make sure that there's a Premier League which eventually turns into a professional league. So for us, we are seeing that that vision is towards being reached, although it can take longer than what we would like to, but we are on the right track. And also we would like to see as many coaches as possible being developed at grassroots level, especially in provinces that are not as strong in netball. I think what happened yesterday or in the past 5 weeks, you saw that we had 2 divisions. The first division had the top provinces in netball, but yesterday I think a huge upset happened when Eastern Cape Aloes were beaten by the Western Cape Southern Stings. Now, which means we still have the predominantly black provinces in the lower division, and we would like to change that. And I think one way of changing that is to make sure that we really address social issues that affect our black players, you know, our previously disadvantaged players. You find that our players don't have enough time to go to gym. You find that they don't have that scientific support that they need to make sure that they develop as athletes. We still need to put a lot for women to develop as athletes. The 2 teams that were playing in the finals, everybody was just amazed at the agility, at the strength, at mental strength as well as physical strength. That is what we need to do for our black players.